here I am, the Appalachian Trail. My goal is to hike up. I'm at Carver's Gap, sort of in the North Carolina, Tennessee area. So it's the top of Roan Mountain. And the goal is I'm gonna hike up as many miles as it takes, hopefully to meet some other campers, meet some hikers. I believe I'll probably cross other hikers because most of the time they start in Georgia and they go up to Maine. So we'll see if we can come across any hikers, and hopefully it's people that are doing it as a mission, you know, whether they're going 5 miles a day or 20 miles a day. Did about 3.5 miles going up the Appalachian Trail from Carver's Gap. I was heading south, so I'm heading towards Georgia. Kind of an experiment to see if I can actually do this with camera gear. Trying to find out why people even do this, why people explore, why people leave their life, and not so concerned about the people who are doing day hiking, but more or less the people who are I hear voices, but people who are dedicating their months of their life to doing this thing. But the goal of this is just to explore human mankind. Let's make a tapestry of people. We're going to get people that are young and old and all types of people. Having a new hip does not make it any easier either. Who are you guys?
My trail name is Giggles.
I'm Prime.
Right. So, okay, you guys, how many miles have you gone today?
About 10, maybe 11.
Number one, have you done this before? And if you haven't, what made you want to do it?
I've done the first section from Springer to Fontana, which is like 170, somewhere around there. I did that about 4 years ago. I've just kind of been kind of saving money and biding my time until I can finally get out here again. And
are you trying to get about 10 miles a day, or what's your goal?
We've been doing about 15 generally. So we started off about doing like 8 miles a day, like really started slow. Yeah, kind of built our way up, and now it's depends.
Some days we feel like really hiking.
Yeah.
The other day we did our first marathon and hiked 26.7 miles into Irwin, Tennessee. We had been wet for 4 days in the rain, and we were like, we're going to town.
What's been the worst part so far?
Probably mentally, either the rain or the rain and the cold.
Yeah.
Especially when they're combined.
And because all our gear got wet in the tent, especially his side of the tent, not mine.
Everything
I
owned was wet. Like my sleeping bag, all my clothes, everything I owned was soaking wet for 3 days.
We've been in a big bubble for a while.
There's a big snowstorm in Gatlinburg right when we got there. So a bunch of people got holed up in Gatlinburg for 2 days, and then it was just this mass exodus out.
Yeah.
So that was probably, I don't know, we were camping with 30 people a night for a while.
We started doing 8 miles a day on purpose just to give our bodies the time to adjust to hiking. But up until probably this week, we've started feeling strong enough to, like, getting our hiking legs. Like, we've talked about people who do section hikes of the AT, and we're like, that can't be easy because you never get your hiking legs. You just continue to start all over again. Whereas they say about 300 or 400 miles, you get your trail legs, and you start to feel strong. Like, I mean, there's never anything easy. I felt like there's been a challenge every day of something, whether it's the terrain difference, like these rocks, or when we went through snow, or whatever it may be. You know, sometimes you're feeling like you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, but you start to feel strong, and your pack is no longer like a burden. It's a part of you. You don't put it on and you're not like, oh, it's kind of like, all right, let's go.
Good luck, you guys.
Thank you.
Have a blast. mile 4. I ran into some campers, some hikers, but their goal is they are doing the entire thing and they're hoping to make it by, I think, the end of September when the parks close. So, onward. Feels pretty good. Now I've got to go back down the frickin' mountain. Oh boy. Onward.
There's some days, especially up until recently, every time I'd see a hill, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? Not another one today. And they always seem to put a shelter. They have that one last hill you got to climb before you get to the shelter.
Day.